The late afternoon sun painted the horizon gold as Ethan Cole, a quiet rancher from the outskirts of Montana, rode toward an old barn he'd never seen before. He came to buy a horse, that was all. The place looked abandoned, half-broken fences, creaking boards, and silence heavy like dust. Inside, it smelled of hay and rust. Ethan called out, "Hello? Anybody here?" No answer. Then, a faint, broken sound. A whimper. Ethan turned, lifted his lantern, and froze. In the shadows, chained to a wooden beam, was a woman, bruised, blood-stained, trembling. Her eyes met his, pleading, terrified. "Help, please," she whispered. Ethan's world stopped cold. For a moment, Ethan couldn't breathe. He rushed forward, tugging at the chains, but they were thick and bolted deep into the wall. "Who did this to you?" he asked, his voice shaking. "Don't, please, he'll come back," she said. Footsteps echoed outside, heavy, slow. The barn door creaked open. A tall, broad man stepped in, Frank Doyle, the supposed horse dealer. Well, he growled, staring at Ethan. "You weren't supposed to find her." Ethan clenched his fists. "You're sick. Let her go." Frank's smirk turned dark. "She's mine. You'd better leave." Ethan's hand tightened around the nearest iron bar. "Not anymore." The fight was brutal. Frank lunged with a crowbar. Ethan dodged, slamming his shoulder into the man's chest. Chains rattled. The woman screamed. When the chaos ended, Frank lay unconscious on the ground. Ethan grabbed a set of keys from his belt and freed the woman. She collapsed into his arms, shaking violently. "It's over," he whispered. "You're safe now. My name is Clara," she stammered. "He kept me here for months, said no one would ever find me." Ethan wrapped his coat around her and led her outside into the night. For the first time in months, Clara saw the stars. Ethan brought Clara to his ranch. She could barely walk, barely speak. He gave her his mother's old room, soft bed, warm fire, and silence she could finally rest in. Days turned to weeks. She healed slowly, body and soul. Sometimes, she'd wake up screaming. Ethan would sit outside her door, waiting, just to make sure she knew she wasn't alone. One morning, she asked softly, "Why did you help me? You didn't even know me." Ethan looked at her and said, "Because nobody deserves to live in chains." A single tear rolled down her cheek, not from pain, but from hope. The police came. They arrested Frank and uncovered his trail of crimes, missing women, stolen horses, and a hidden network of abuse. Clara was free, but her past haunted her. She didn't know where to go. Ethan offered her work on the ranch, not out of pity, but trust. Together they rebuilt fences, tended to the horses, and rebuilt something even deeper, faith in life. One evening, Clara watched Ethan gently treat an injured colt. His kindness reminded her that healing wasn't weakness, it was strength. "I was broken," she said quietly. "But you didn't try to fix me. You just stayed." Ethan smiled. "That's what people do, when they care." Months later, spring returned. The fields bloomed again, and so did Clara's spirit. She laughed now. She worked with confidence. The barn, once a place of pain, was now her sanctuary. One morning, she handed Ethan a small pendant, rusty, shaped like a horse. "I found this in the barn," she said. "It used to mean fear. Now it means freedom." Ethan looked at her, really looked. "You've come a long way, Clara." "So have you," she replied softly. They stood in the golden light, side by side, two souls who found each other in the darkest place imaginable. And in that silence, love was born, not loud, not sudden, but pure.